Rhodes has come back into the club in some format. I imagine that he's something that you can remember from your time from here, can you?
No, I think Julian was after me.
Was he?
Yeah, I think I'd left by then. But no, he's come in and we've had 2 or 3 chats on the phone and I've met him. So he's been fantastic. He's in and hopefully his experience he's had over the years can help the club and help us push away from where we are and probably build some relationships again. So it's a positive move with the club.
Yeah, I see what they're trying to do with the prices for some of the games and the help with travel as well. Just for you as a head coach, how important is that there's every effort being made to get the fans back?
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic gesture to the pound into the game for the Oxford game is fantastic. I think if we get as many fans as we can in through the gates, then it helps us, helps the players to motivate them. As I say, the fans have been fantastic, and obviously with the Peterborough game, putting on the expenses of the buses is another positive step in the right direction, because I think at this time the fans deserve something, and it's a great gesture by the club.
Do you think experience is the word? You mentioned it there with Julian. Is that what is key here now, is to try and get some of that into the club?
Yeah, I think it was important that Eden and Stefan brought Julian back. I think they've got a lot of trust in each other, so I think it's a positive move, and it says everything at this moment in time that can make positive strides for the club is a massive benefit to everyone.
There have been some trialists at the club, and Paul Callis' name has been mentioned. How far are you maybe bringing in a free agent at this stage?
Yeah, we've had 4 or 5 in this week. We've had a look and ran a roll over them. There's some that will be coming back in next week. We'll speak to 1 or 2 of their agents this week. We've also got a massive game at Aldershot, so it's probably going to have to wait until Monday now, and we'll see where we go. But as I say, we're always looking, we're always on the lookout. But as you say, it's difficult this time of year to try and get players in. And as I say, it's all avenues have been explored, and the players who have been in have done really well.
How are you looking squad-wise for the trip to Aldershot?
Yeah, it says obviously Adam Chickson missed it by getting sent off last week against Portsmouth. I thought he played really well in the game, and he'll be a miss, but it's young Connor Wood who will come back into the reckoning. Jim O'Brien's back, which is another boost. Jim's trained all week, so he'll be back in the squad, and young Danny Devine, who's been out for the past 3 months with a toe injury, he'll be back in the squad, so he'll be travelling with us to Aldershot tomorrow.
How big a game is this then now?
Yeah, they're all big games. It's the FA Cup. It's a chance to get a break from the league, from the players, and it says we know it's going to be a very tough game, but it's one we're looking forward to. The players have been in good spirits over the last few weeks. I think last Saturday's performance gives them a lot of hope from where we want to go, and as I say, this week's been really positive, and everybody's trained really hard, and I think the tempo and trains a wee bit because there's 1 or 2 players coming back from injury now, and a lot of people are saying that there's getting competition for places.
Jim O'Brien is one you mentioned there. What does he bring to you then in your experience of being here now?
You know, somebody can understand me. So no, we've missed him. He's a character. He's an aggressive player. He's focused, and he's good when about the changing room. So he was a loss for us over these weeks, obviously, and now we've got him, we've got Hope Backpan back fit, we've got Josh Wright, so we've got young Lewis O'Brien, so we've got a lot of people vying for places now, and Jim just has that wee bit of mental strength and a wee bit of mental toughness that we've probably been missing.
We were looking down your FA Cup record, David, over the years, and we remember that you went, I think it was to Leeds to Rushden. Can you remember that game? I mean, that was probably the most similar to this, where you've got lower league and Bradford, where I think it was a replay, wasn't it?
It was. I remember it well, because I think I marked for a corner, nearly scored in the last minute at their place. So I was, and then we went back to Ellen Road and we won it 3-1. I think Alan Smith scored a few, so it was good. The FA Cup's all about, it's Aldershot's final. They're looking to be a scalp for us, but we need to make sure that the players are focused. We've told the players, we've worked on it today, we'll work on it tomorrow again, that we need to make sure we're going down there fully focused and give them the respect they're due, because they will be a good team and it's going to be a hard game, and we need to be focused mentally. That's the biggest problem we're going to have. Make sure we go in there and make sure that we don't get an upset.
Thanks, David.
No problem. Thank you.
David, you've used the trophy in the past, the EFL trophy, to use it for younger players, rotate the squad a bit. Is that in your thoughts for the FA Cup?
No, I think we have 18 players now. I think the EFL game, when we played Oldham, we had to. Out of where we were at the time, we didn't have a lot of players playing, we had a lot of injuries. So no, we were going there with our full strength squad, and I'll be picking the full strength team that's available that I think is going to get us a result.
And have you talked to Edin, to Stefan, to Julian about priorities with the FA Cup? Is it a priority this season?
I think everything is. I think the FA Cup, most clubs in League 1, League 2 will tell you it's a chance to get to the third round and maybe get a big tie. So all these games are massive games. It's a massive game for us because we need to start winning games, and I say to players that if we keep seeing the same desire and the attitude that we had over the last few weeks, well, last week especially, I thought we were unlucky not to get into the Portsmouth game, and we need to take that into Saturday's game.
Thanks, David.
It's a break from the league, but if you win and win well, that confidence can then be carried over into the league.
Yeah, of course it is, and we know we've got to go and win a battle first. We can't go there and think we're just going to turn up and win a game. So it's important that we get the mindset right, how we're going to play, how we're going to approach the game. And as you say, after that, if you win a game, then it gives you that platform to take us into a game at Barnsley, and then we're away to Peterborough on Saturday, which is another massive game in the league. As
you mentioned, the game with Barnsley, there's certain rules about who you can pick in that competition. Is that from this game, or is it from the Portsmouth game that those rules are?
I don't know. You asked me a question, but as I said, you still got to pick 5 or 6 experienced players, or players who've played over 40 games. So we won't be going there, and as I say, it's another game where it's a massive week. You get the FA Cup, you've got the EFL trophy, and then you've got we're away to Peterborough. So looking at the squad now, we've got maybe 20-21 players now that are fit. So this will probably give Peter an opportunity to probably play on Tuesday night, and maybe rest a few for the Peterborough game.
And you haven't mentioned Jim O'Brien. Is he ready to play 90 minutes, or will it be a case of introducing him?
Yeah, I think we'll see how he feels tomorrow. I think it's about probably make sure that he's only done a week of training. But as I said, he only done a week before he came in, and he came straight in the team, and I thought he was magnificent when he first came in, and obviously he was a wee bit unlucky to pick up the injury. So these are things now where we'll see how he feels, and we'll see, as I say, I'll pick a team that I think is going to get a result, because we want to get through, and we need to start winning games.
Cheers.
David, you've been in the job for 2 months now. How would you sum it up so far?
I've enjoyed every moment. It's been doing pre-season in front of 18,000 people. So a lot of people get to do it behind closed doors, and they get to do their work, whereas I'm having to do mine in public. But I think anybody now can see that the players are getting fitter, getting stronger, and as I say, it's testament to them and testament to the staff that are here that we're trying to work them harder to make sure that we can go and last 90 minutes in the game, because I thought when I first came in we were only doing 65-70 minutes and then ran out of steam. So these are things now that I think we're getting there, and just, let's say, we're creating chances, just been a wee bit unlucky in front of goal.
And what about if you do get the victory, hopefully on Saturday? How much of a turning point do you think that could be for the season?
I think it can be. I think it's a massive turning point, because just now we are playing well, as it says, but we've just not had the results. So one result, and if you keep playing well, performances keep up, then hopefully some more victories will come along with it.
And what about, it's been talked about just now about your memories of the FA Cup in Leeds. How about here? Did you get to play for the FA Cup for Bradford?
No, I played 11 games.
Oh yeah, so one of them wasn't the FA Cup.
So no, it's the FA Cup. I've had good runs in it. Obviously, I was at Chelsea. I think it was 94. We got to the final against Man United. So I've been involved in cup runs. I've had good cup runs at most clubs I've been at. So it's important, as I say, and these games now are one that's a relief from the league, but it adds its other pressures, because obviously we want to go into the next round of the cup.
I looked at some quotes from Gary Waddock's press conference, and he's very complimentary about Bradford, not taking into account the current league position, saying you've not long since you're in the Premier League. And I mean, is it still nice to hear that you're getting compliments despite the league placing at the moment? People aren't trusting that, really. They're still seeing you as a force in the league despite the position. Yeah,
I think it's difficult when you come into a job and you've got players that you've got to work with that you didn't have and you didn't bring into a club. But as I say, the players have been fantastic since they've come in. Every one of them took on board what I'm trying to do, and as I say, it's nice to hear things like this. But as I say, we need to start winning games. We need to start getting away from where we are, because the players deserve it. I think the fans deserve it, and everybody knows now that we are working really hard to try and get away from the bottom of the league.